forgives. Today, I'm going to explain about some different techniques of writing skill that we had learned in our previous lectures. So in this lecture, I will explain about some different activities that are related to your writing skill. As in my previous lectures, we had learned about different writing processes, that how to write an essay, and we had discussed an outline of an essay. So I sharply give an overview of the previous lectures, so that you can memorize that things, and then we will do some activities in this today's lecture. In my previous lecture, I explained a lot about the writing, that writing is not just a thing to write down on a paper, but writing is a whole process. You have to go through the whole process. And in this whole process, I explain about the 5 steps that are very important in the writing process, in which I told you guys about the pre-writing, how to pre-write an essay, and how to pre-write your theme. Then I explain what will you do in planning and organizing step, how to plan and organize your outline and your brainstorming keywords. And then I explained about the draft, that how you can make your first draft, what are the techniques to make your first draft. And in this step, I had told you guys about how to make your first draft by ignoring the spellings and grammar rules, because it's your rough draft, and you have to, your main focus is to just write down the things on the paper and make some kind of, a draft for the readers, a rough draft. It's not your final draft. So it's for you, because after this you have to revise and edit it, your the next step. And after that, after revising and editing, I explained about yes, and after this step, I explained about your uh, last step, that is related to your final draft, and this is the final step for this process of whole writing. So these are the 5 steps in which you have to process your writing. And then after, in the next, I explained about the essay, that what are the, how many parts, you can say how many steps to write down an authentic or a good writing essay. In this, I explained about the 3 steps. That is, first one is called the introduction. In the writing process, you have to first write down the introduction. In introduction, I explain how to write down your this part in which you have to just introduce your topic, and the how you have to give the whole scenario of the given article, or of the given article topic. And the second step is to the body of the essay, in which I had told you guys about how to write down the body of an essay, and how to paragraph, making and paragraph steps by steps, and which step will come first and which comes second, and how to linked up the paragraphs with each other. And I told you guys uh, about what you have to write in the paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3, and how to give concepts on every point in the paragraphs. Like if I told you that if you are explaining your first outline, and then how to explain that outline or the keyword in the form of paragraph. So for this purpose, I explained that you have to give some examples and you have to provide some logical reasonings behind that keyword, and you have to prove your keyword by giving some examples and by giving some logical concepts that relates to your whole uh, topic that you, and similarly you have to do in the second and third paragraph. And then there is a third part of an essay that is called the conclusion, and this is the uh, concluding part of your essay, in which you have to conclude the whole writing in a very short and in a very summarized form. You have to just give the outline of your concepts in a concluding way. And these are the three parts I had explained in my previous lectures. And then we had talked about some writing types that I first explained about the argumentative writing technique, and then the analytical writing, and then the descriptive writing. And I had also explained you guys about how to do brainstorming, what kind of techniques or what kind of methods you will adopt to write down your in your writing process. And the first I told you guys about the brainstorming, how you brainstorm your topic by collecting some ideas individually or by collecting some ideas in the form of groups. And then I had explained about the clustering technique of this pre-writing task, in which I had explained the writing task in the form of clustering, how to cluster your topic, and I had explained in detail about this informative technique. And then we had learned about some outlinings, how to outline your topics. So these are all related to your writing process, and it is in the step 1 in the pre-writing will come all these types. And further, if we had learned about some writing types, like I had mentioned earlier, that we had learned some argumentative writing, how we can write an argumentative essay. And then I told you guys about some narrative writing and then descriptive writing. So today we are going to do some activities related to all kind of these things. In my previous activity and in my previous lecture, we had done some activities related to the brainstorming and your clustering, how to brainstorm and how to cluster your topic. So today, my main focus of these activities are on your first draft, that is that is called also called a rough draft. So for this purpose, I came up in this lecture with some activities that are that will boost your writing skill in the process of the in the process of how to write the your first draft. As I mentioned, in my previous lecture about how to write your draft, then I have told you guys about in the first draft, you have to just write down your keywords in the form of sentences and in the form of paragraphs. And you guys has no need to be focused on the spellings and grammar, because you're just you guys are going to write your just first draft. So this is the first activity that we are going to do by that we are going to do in this class. This is making a formal argument that is related to the argumentative technique that we have learned in the previous lecture. And the topic is $5 or a lottery ticket. That you have to choose $5 or a lottery ticket. So the description of this topic says that answer the question below using a formal argument. In a formal argument, you must state your position. You have to explain the state of position, then provide points, keywords, okay, that supports your position. First of all, in the direction part, you have to give some position, you have to give some points, and then you have to support those points. And then the question, what is the question? Support each point with specific reason and example. That is, which is better? Which is better, $5 or a lottery ticket? What would you think? Just try to think yourself. What is the more important for you? Because everyone, individual, and any individual have his own or her thoughts. So here you have to decide whether $5 is the appropriate for you, or you have to choose a lottery ticket. So this the down is a little hint about how to write your first draft. Like, I have to read this and you guys give some idea how to write this whole question in the form of your first draft. So you can give answer like this: a lottery ticket is better than $5. You cannot buy much with $5. For example, you can buy a hamburger for $5. A hamburger may be nice for you, but you will be hungry again later. On the other hand, a lottery ticket may be worth millions of dollars, enough to feed you for the rest of your life. You can, like in this way, you can compare these two, types. Like, if you choose $5, explain the things that relate, explain some points that supports your idea. And if you choose a lottery ticket, you have to uh, give some concepts that give some ideas that boost your this choice, that supports your choice. So in the rough place, you guys needs to write down your first draft. Before this, you have to do some, like, brainstorming, and then arranging and planning, and then you have to write your first draft. तो इसमें आपने ये करना है कि आपने ये करने के लिए आपको ये चाहिए कि आपने इसको सबसे पहले आपने इस टॉपिक के ऊपर अपनी आउटलाइनिंग तैयार कर लेनी है, ठीक है। आउटलाइनिंग जैसे मैंने आपको टेक्निक्स का बताया था वैसे आपने तैयार करके उसके बाद आपने उसको प्लान एंड ऑर्गेनाइज करना है कि कौन सा स्टेप फर्स्ट पे आएगा, कौन सा सेकंड और कौन सा थर्ड, एंड देन यू हैव टू राइट डाउन योर फर्स्ट रफ ड्राफ्ट हियर, and then you have to check, read it again and check whether there are some grammar mistakes, then there are some spelling mistakes. Try to revise and try to edit, and then here in this part final draft you have to write your final draft. So this is the first activity you have to do by yourself, and after doing this activity you have to submit to me, then I will check your check your skill, what how you explain the things, how you learn, how you had learned about the writing skill. तो ये तो हमारी पहली एक्टिविटी थी जो कि हमने राइटिंग स्किल की बात की, जिसके ऊपर हमने आर्गुमेंटेटिव जो राइटिंग थी उसको हमने डिस्कस किया था, ठीक है। तो हमारी जो नेक्स्ट टेक्निक है उसमें हम जो नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी है उसमें हम ये करने जा रहे हैं कि ये भी रिलेट कर रही है एक आर्गुमेंटेटिव ऐसे टाइप के ऊपर। तो इसका टॉपिक, द टाइटल ऑफ द टॉपिक इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट वर्ड। यू हैव टू डू सम ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग अबाउट दैट टॉपिक, एंड उसके बाद आपने इसके ऊपर रफ ड्राफ्ट लिख लें। तो इसकी डायरेक्शंस को समझते हैं, then you guys have to do by yourself. I give you some direction and some example to explain this activity. The direction says that answer the question below using a formal argument. In a formal argument, you must first of all state your position. Number 2 point, provide points that supports your position. Okay, these are very important. And then what is the question? Support each point with specific reason and example. The question is, what is the most important word in the English language? You have to write down on this topic, what is the most important word in the English language? What do you think? Like in this example, let's try to read. The most important word in the English language is friend. Okay, he chooses the word friend, that is the most important for him or her. You can choose by yourself what word you like. This is just an example. This is just a sample for you guys to learn how to write your first draft. Then this word is important because it is used to describe a connection between two people when they share respect and attention. Respect and attention must be shared between people in order for us to survive and live in harmony. Also, respect and attention is a great feeling to have, so it must be important to share. This is just explaining about the word friend, ठीक है। तो आप इसमें कोई भी वर्ड चूज करके उसके मुतालिक जो कीवर्ड्स होंगे उनको आपने इन सेंटेंसेस के फॉर्म में उसको लिख देना, ठीक है। और फिर जब आप कीवर्ड्स निकाल के जब आप उसको रफ ड्राफ्ट में लिखना शुरू करेंगे तो तब आपने गिविंग सम एग्जांपल एंड बाय प्रोवाइडिंग सम लॉजिकल आर्गुमेंट्स, ठीक है। तो आपने लॉजिकल आर्गुमेंट्स दे के उस पॉइंट को आपने एक्सप्लेन करना है। तो फिर आपने क्या करना है, आपने उसकी फाइनल ड्राफ्ट को तैयार कर लेना, ठीक है। तो this is your second activity that you guys will do and then submit to me. And then we have another very interesting activity that will boost your writing skill. Let's try to learn. This activity is advanced practical writing. The topic is your new house. What is the direction? Write an email to your friend. In this email, you have to write just the body of the email, ठीक है। आपने इसमें just body of the email को लिखना है। जैसे हम ये अब पढ़ेंगे, इसकी एग्जाम्पल तो आपको समझ आ जाएगी कि क्या करना है। अच्छा जी, write an email to your friend about a new house you just bought, including a description of the house, location, size, shape, etc. Try to write at least 4 to 5 sentences. You can write not 4 to 5, you can write like 10 to 15 sentences. It's up to you guys. तो इसकी एग्जांपल देखते हैं। जैसे एग्जांपल है, हाय निकू, I just bought a new house. It is great. It is the house. Like ये अब इसमें एग्जांपल में वो बता रहा है कि एक न्यू हाउस के बारे में कि उसमें क्या क्या है, उसकी डिस्क्रिप्शन बता रहा है, ठीक है। तो आपने भी इसको ऐसे ही लिखना है कि जस्ट आपने बॉडी ऑफ योर न्यू हाउस उसको एक्सप्लेन करना है, जिसमें आपने हाउस के बारे में बताना है, उसकी लोकेशन बतानी है, साइज बताना है और उसकी शेप बतानी है, ठीक है। It is the house I have always wanted, and now I finally have it. It is an old park right beside the river. It is 2,500 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It has a long driveway and stairs covering in front yard. I love it. Well, I hope you are doing great. Talk to you later. Your friend Jamie. ठीक है। तो इस तरह करके आपने न्यू हाउस की एक डिस्क्रिप्शन तैयार करनी है। सो दिस डिस्क्रिप्शन इज बाय इन योर ओन वर्ड्स एंड इन योर ओन थिंकिंग एंड इन योर ओन लॉजिक। Okay, first you have to make rough draft and then final. Understand? So this is the activities that you have to perform. Then we have some another activities regarding this skill. This is advanced free writing activity in which you have to write freely what you want. Like example, use space below to write about anything you want. ठीक है, आपने anything you want. For example, well, it's another rainy day. So यहाँ पे वो rainy day के बारे में लिखने जा रहा है कि ठीक है, कोई कुछ भी लिखने जा रहा है। इसको हम पढ़ते हैं कि आपने कैसे लिखना है। I hope the sun comes out so I can finally play some tennis. My friend and I have been playing together very much. We have about the small skill level, so our matches are very competitive. Okay? His strength is serving, while I am best at the long shoots. Tomorrow I think I may go to the mall to look at some new tennis shoes. तो इस तरह करके आपने एक स्टोरी को क्रिएट करना है। This activity belongs to your narration technique, that narration writing technique that we had learned in our previous writings and previous lectures, that what is the narrating writing, how to narrate your writing. So this activity relate to that purpose. So you have to write here in this space and submit to me in the deadline I will mention at the last of the lecture. And then I'm going to share with you guys another very interesting activity and that you have to perform in this lecture. Yes, let's try to read it. Which way? This is also relate to your narrating writing type, in which you narrate this whole story in front of you. You have to first read the story and then explain in your words here what you have. आपने इस स्टोरी को पढ़ने के बाद आपने इसमें से क्या सीखा, ठीक है, या क्या समझा आपने, या क्या इस स्टोरी में क्या कहा जा रहा है, ठीक है, उसको आपने यहाँ पे जो है वो अपनी वर्डिंग में इसको एक्सप्लेन कर लेना. इन अदर वर्ड यू हैव टू समराइज दिस पैराग्राफ, ठीक है, कि आपने इसमें समराइज करना है. तो इसको आप लोग देख लीजिएगा. इसको पढ़ के आपने उसका आंसर यहाँ पे करना है अपनी वर्डिंग के साथ, जिसमें आपने फाइनल ड्राफ्ट की सूरत में ना तो उसमें स्पेलिंग की मिस्टेक हो और ना उसमें ग्रामर की मिस्टेक हो, ठीक है. तो ये टास्क जो है ये अब आपने इस लेक्चर में ये एक्सरसाइज को हम 1 by 1 करके परफॉर्म करते हैं, ठीक है. I hope after this performing these exercise activities, you guys have to familiar with this writing skill,